My husband told his mother in Korean that he had gotten my best friend pregnant. They had no idea I spoke the language fluently. I grew up in Koreatown, Los Angeles. My neighbors were Korean. My babysitter was Korean. By the time I was 12, I spoke it better than some native speakers. But when I married Mason 3 years ago, I never mentioned it. There wasn't some secret reason. It just never came up. And after a while, it felt unnecessary to say anything at all. During our first dinner with his parents, his mother made a comment in Korean about my very American cooking. I smiled and passed the rice. She seemed satisfied. Mason worked in tech, good money, long hours, always busy. My best friend Lauren started coming over more often when he had those late nights at the office. She'd bring wine, we'd watch movies, sit on the couch and talk about normal things. We had known each other since high school. She had stood next to me on my wedding day. I never questioned it. Thanksgiving was when everything changed. His parents flew in from Chicago. The house felt full and loud. I was at the sink washing dishes when I heard his mother lower her voice and ask in Korean, "When are you going to tell her?" I kept rinsing the plates. Mason answered, "After the holidays. Lauren is 12 weeks. For a second, I thought I had misunderstood, that maybe the water running in the sink had distorted the words. Then his mother said, "This is a disaster. She seems like a good girl." And Mason replied, "She is. That's why I have to do this carefully. I don't want her walking away with everything." The glass slipped from my hand and shattered against the side of the sink. I blamed the soap. My hands were shaking. My face wasn't. I finished the dishes. I dried my hands. I brought out dessert like nothing had happened. That night, after everyone went to bed, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and created a new email address. I didn't cry. I didn't confront him. I started preparing. For the next 6 weeks, I became the best version of the wife he thought he had. I cooked Mason's favorite meals. I asked about his projects. I listened when he talked about work, nodding at the right moments. I kissed him goodbye every morning like I always did. I invited Lauren to brunch. I helped her scroll through maternity clothes. I threw her a small baby shower in my living room with soft blue decorations and a 3-tier cake she had specifically asked for in a voice message. "You're honestly the best friend I have," she had said in that message. "I don't know what I'd do without you." I saved that recording. Not because I planned to use it, but because sometimes I needed to hear it again to remember exactly who she had been sitting across from all those weeks. Every text between them went into a folder. Every receipt I found. Every time he claimed he was working late while his car was parked outside her building. I hired a private investigator. Her name was Nicole. She was calm, efficient, and didn't ask questions that didn't need answers. 2 weeks later, she met me at a coffee shop downtown and handed me a thick envelope. I opened it right there at the table. Photos with timestamps. Hotel bookings going back 8 months. His car outside Lauren's apartment at 11:18 p.m. on a Tuesday. Him leaving at 7:03 a.m. the next morning, wearing the same jacket. I paid Nicole in cash. Before I stood up, she asked softly, "Are you okay?" "Yes," I said, and I meant it. The first 2 days after Thanksgiving had drained everything out of me. I had cried quietly in the shower. I had stared at the ceiling at 3 in the morning while he slept next to me, breathing deeply like nothing in his life was out of place. But after that, something shifted. I didn't feel stronger. I felt clear. At night, I lay beside him and counted his breathing. 1, 2, 3. He slept peacefully, completely unaware. He didn't know that while he slept, I was organizing everything by date, that I had already spoken to an attorney and saved her number under a fake name in my phone, that I had opened a bank account 12 blocks away from our apartment in a branch he would never walk into because it wasn't on his usual route. I planned everything while making his breakfast, while ironing his shirts, while tying ribbons on gift bags for Lauren's baby shower. Lauren started getting careless. One afternoon, she sat on my